Hello, good evening, SC viewers. If you are new to the channel, kindly like, share, subscribe, and please do not forget to hit the notification bell. Mr. Chinedu Michael, we are seeing a surprise development. Remember that Omole Sowore led a protest hashtag free Nnamdi Kanu now, where he shut down Abuja for Nnamdi Kanu. But surprisingly, Sowore appeared in court today, and we have seen that he has been arrested. And Sowore is someone who have visited Aloji Michael the other day, and he submitted a bail application. What are we seeing? What is this new tweet?
I think a total clampdown on resistance voices and voice of freedom. It becomes very relevant as a result of Nnamdi Kanu on this issue. And before now, I can tell you there was a court injunction stating that Sowore should not be allowed within the court premises, you know, and that statement was issued by the court, and Sowore, which for now does not hold any water. Sowore actually went to court because Nnamdi Kanu is appearing in the court today. We don't know whether actually it was based on that he was arrested, or based on the already the development that we are seeing at this moment, where Nnamdi Kanu has finally taken a decision to actually open defense. And but if you look at Omole Sowore's arrest, you know, he sent another strong signal that Nigerian government has actually declared war on justice, has actually declared war on freedom. Sowore's arrest, as I report to you, right there in the court where Nnamdi Kanu was is seen, you know, attending to his court
in the picture that is on the
today.
screen, you can clearly see Sowore and of course Nnamdi Kanu while they were moving together, even right in the hospital. Viewers can see the picture on the screen.
Yes, they can watch the video of how Sowore was actually, you know, arrested, you know, and taken to unknown location. But let me tell you very clearly, you know, that issue of Sowore's arrest is going to trigger another form of, you know, discussion centering on how this government have become tyrannical and draconian.
Let me even ask this. Is it because Sowore had hinted the other day that he's going to give updates as to the next line of action secret to another protest? Yeah, would it because they don't want another protest?
It is not necessarily, if Sowore does not lead any protest, there are thousands of them here who can actually lead the protest and still make impact. I can tell you that, you know, outside that, a day has not been fixed for another, you know, powerful, impactful protest in that regard, as in Freeman Nnamdi Kanu now protest that's already, you know, getting international acknowledgement. Let me put it that way. You know, international attention. You know, and the Nnamdi Kanu factor has continued to generate, you know, traction in all ramifications. So if you look at what actually Bola Ahmed Tinubu want to achieve with all this, you know, he's really painting his government in really, you know, bad light, you know, considering this latest development where the leader of revolution now, Omole Sowore, has been arrested right inside the court. You know, the arrest of Sowore will trigger another form of, you know, uprising. Let me put it that way, because Nigerians will not like to see that kind of a thing, you know, happen. And well, we were seeing severally in this part of the world under Jonathan, the way a manner protest was being led in this country. You know, it is a civil responsibility. It is a civil right. Arresting Sowore will not solve the problem. The government themselves should look inward and see how they are going to manage this issue, so that it will not turn to something, you know, they cannot handle after. These are people, these are figures the entire masses of Nigeria see, you know, as a symbol of hope, as a symbol of freedom, as a symbol of defense, as a symbol, you know, of justice, you know, and those who cannot be able to speak for themselves, the voice of the voiceless. So it can trigger, it might have a multiplying effect, a similar effect on this government if care is not taken. I want to say it very clearly. That action has been taken right there in the presence of the presiding judge, James Omotosho, and I can tell you that those DSS that were involved, it happened in the presence of Omotosho, and the presiding judge was not able to stop the arrest of Sowore inside the court. It's quite unfortunate.
But is Sowore becoming a threat to the government?
Sowore is not a threat to anybody. I can never be a threat. If Sowore is a threat to them now, then what happens under Jonathan? And when Sowore was seen as part of the protest that led to, I would say it was the downfall of Jonathan. But we see how prominent figures in this country led a protest against Jonathan and said a lot of things about Jonathan. Jonathan never arrested anybody, But it tells you that a lot of things is wrong and factored into what the government does not want the Nigerian masses to know about how they are managing the instrument of justice in this country. And you see, I repeat again, I want to be quoted. Every Nigerian was born a free man, Then how come we suddenly become slaves under APC?
But do you think the government can manage hashtag free Nnamdi Kanu, hashtag free Sowore? It's becoming too obvious.
It depends on how long. It depends on how long they want to keep Sowore in secret detention. You understand? Then that will now be another factor that will determine what is going to happen. But I think the whole thing is being modeled together. Let me just say it one thing. If some people have been listening to one of the former CIA writer, James Hadley Chase, he said it very clearly. That too many fish in the pond will stay up the mud. What is building up currently now can stir up a revolution in Nigeria, and they will not be able to stop it. Arresting Sowore is not the solution to what is happening now. If and as much as under Jonathan we saw a lot of protests that took place, why is the Nigerian government going after people who are protesting to what they feel is passive judgment to their plight? That is not democracy anymore. What we see, this thing is becoming, tyrannical, and it's a sign of an emperor in power. And I think to an extent, Nigerians can decide anytime to rise against this, clamp down on resistant voices in Nigeria, like the likes of Sowore. Sowore and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu are not in the same line of, agitation. But I can tell you, I remember some time ago when Sowore was also apprehended. You can take you back during the days of Ezazaki, when both of them were in custody. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was in London, and he uses his platform to advocate for the immediate release of Sowore and Ezazaki.
So what Sowore is doing like a payback time?
I wouldn't say it's a payback time. What has triggered Sowore's leading a protest is circumstantial, because Nnamdi Kanu has attracted sympathy. Nnamdi Kanu has attracted international attention. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being seen that what is happening to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a deliberate act of injustice. And that was what triggers the likes of Sowore to step in and start calling for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release. And the law does not justify that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu actually committed offense. That is the first thing you must understand.
No, the law presuming innocent or the proven otherwise.
No, it's not a matter of, we don't want to go there. There's no presumption here. It's a matter of presumption. What the law has stated should be respected. In October 2022, the appeal court declared the child unacquitted. The matter was taken to Supreme Court. So then you all came back and ordered for the trial. So what is the justification? Apart from that, you do not continue a trial in a court of competent jurisdiction in a situation where a criminal act was being perceived to have been conducted against the suspect. It is no longer the law. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in DSS custody because of interest.
Let us briefly look at Nnamdi Kanu deciding to sack his lawyers and is calling some big names as witness to his case. The
names
names like Babajide Sanwo-Olu, of course.
Mazin Nnamdi Kanu did not. Let us put that record very correct straight here on this point now. Let us Mazin Nnamdi Kanu never sacked any lawyer. Mazin Nnamdi Kanu opened defense because the presiding judge, James Omotosho, said that Mazin Nnamdi Kanu has a case to answer. Yes, then of course the federal government have closed their defense. That is okay. He submitted no case submission. He came back and said he has a case. This is the case now.
What do you make of the big names are hearing?
He is going to defend himself. He's going to expose them to the law. Yes, let them come and prove. Let me tell you why he mentions Sanwo-Olu. You know, Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, one of the charges against Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, where they are using against him, was the issue of EndSARS. And if you look at what the Lagos State government, you know, the panel they said on EndSARS, you know, nobody mentioned Nnamdi Kanu's name there. So Sanwo-Olu should come out and defend how Mazin Nnamdi Kanu ignited the EndSARS thing. As simple as that. With the panel report. So the whole world will see where Mazin Nnamdi Kanu's name that appeared in that panel. So it's a case of suicide mission, live or die. Whichever way, Mazin Nnamdi Kanu has turned the table against them. And that is where they are seeing Sanwo-Olu, you know, that they need to keep in one side so that nobody will begin to trigger what they saw happen in October 20th. But unfortunately for them, we have thousands of resilient activists currently now tied to the freedom of Mazin Nnamdi Kanu from all over the world.
Thank you very much for your time. It's a development story. We hope to have you on this next time. But for now, I must say very big thank you for your time.